Mr. Masanga. Let me recognize the presence of Mashonaland East Provincial Affairs, Minister for Devolution, Mr. Advocate or Honorable Advocate Ludzo, Minister of Environment, Climate and Wildlife, Dr. Jovo, and other cabinet ministers here present, deputy ministers, honorable members of parliament here present, members of our ruling party, ZANU-PF here present. Senior government officials and heads of parastatals here present. Environment Management Agency, EMA, Board Chairperson, Ambassadors Simbi as represented, and other board members here present. The Food Agriculture and Organization, FAO, Sub-Regional Coordinator, Dr. Patrice Tala, and your entire staff. Southern African Development Community, SADC, Senior Program Officer for Natural Resources and Wildlife, Mrs. Ndapana Kanime. The Canadian Ambassador in Zimbabwe, Your Excellency Alda Arstel-Reed, as represented. Integrated Fire Management Member Countries, representatives, that is Angola, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, Bhutan, and Nepal. International organizations here present, provincial and district administrators and members of the Fire Management Committee, Chief President of the Chiefs Council, Chief Mchana Kumalo, and other traditional chiefs here present. Rural District Council chairpersons, councillors and staff, heads of schools, teachers and students. Members of the media fraternity, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel greatly elated and honored to be with you at this year's National Fire Week launch here in Goromonzi High School in Mashonaland East Province. Let me start by extending a warm welcome to our delegates from SADC and Asia. Today is a special day because we are jointly launching the 2026 National Fire Week and the Integrated Fire Management Capacity Building and Knowledge Exchange Project in partnership with Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO. I wish to commend the Ministry of Environment, Climate and Wildlife, and FAO for bringing the Integrated Fire Management Approach project to Zimbabwe. This reflects the confidence that the international community places in our country's commitment to environmental protection, climate resilience, and sustainable land management. The second week of May has been designated as the National Fire Week launch, which marks the beginning of the National Anti-Wildfire Campaign. This period is traditionally associated with the winter season, but in recent years, it has been increasingly characterized by the onset of hot and dry conditions due to climate change. This shift has heightened the urgency for early preparedness and protective fire management interventions. It is a time for reflection, awareness, and collective action against the scourge of Veld fires. This year's theme, and I quote, "Prevent, protect, preserve, combating wildfires together," could not be more appropriate than what is actually captured here. I believe there is no greater responsibility today than strengthening our collective efforts to prevent Veld fires, protect livelihoods, and preserve our natural resources for future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, Veld fires continue to pose a significant threat to the sustainable management of Zimbabwe's national capital. They adversely affect key economic sectors such as agriculture, wildlife, and forestry. These fires destroy biodiversity, cause the loss of grazing land, reduce agricultural productivity, and damage property and infrastructure. Today we're here to raise awareness on the dangers of Veld fires, promote prevention measures, and strengthen law enforcement through increased surveillance. This is the commencement of national fire preparedness. In preparation for the 2026 fire season, the Environmental Management Agency conducted a fire risk assessment to identify high-risk zones across our country, Zimbabwe. The assessment indicates that 41.93% of the country is at high risk, 31.95% at medium risk, while 11.69% is at extreme risk of Veld fires. The provinces along the high velds, namely Mashonaland West, Mashonaland East, and Mashonaland Central, Manicaland and Midlands, remain the most susceptible to these Veld fires. Furthermore, good rains experienced this year have resulted in abundant biomass, thus increasing fuel loads that, if not properly managed, may trigger severe fire outbreaks during the peak of the dry and windy seasons or months. I'm made to understand that Goromonzi district is one of the worst affected districts in the Mashonaland East province. It is classified as an extreme risk zone in the 2026 fire risk prediction model. In 2024, the district recorded 16,433 hectares burnt, ranking second worst affected in the province. In 2025, it recorded 14,449 hectares burnt, making a slight decrease in area burnt. I'm also made to understand that although Ward 16 itself has not been severely affected, it is surrounded by high-risk resettlement wards that include 13, 14, 15, and 17. The 2026 Veld fire prediction indicates that areas at extreme risk have expanded into zones that were traditionally classified as medium risk.